Hey guys, Dan the Marketing Man here. This video is going to be a little bit different. As you probably could tell from my last video, I'm hitting like bigger numbers every single month. So this video, if you watch it from start to finish, I'm just going to tell you straight up how you can close an extra $10,000 in your agency every single month, pretty much guaranteed. And it all comes down to one thing, which is 80% of all sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. Now, I'm sure you've heard that somewhere else, okay? But this actually, the source of this is the National Sales Executive Association, okay? That's not coming from me or any of the other gurus who talk about that, okay? That's coming from an actual study, and it involves 4 things, okay? And I'll share those 4 things. The first thing is developing a prospect list. And I don't mean just downloading a bunch of leads or like hiring somebody on Fiverr to get you a bunch of leads. I mean identifying out of the list of leads who your prospects are, okay? And by the way, how are you also reaching out to them? Are you doing cold calls, social media outreach? Are you doing cold email? How are you reaching out to them? Personally, my favorite, especially if you're just starting out, is cold calls, okay? Because you build really good phone sales skills and you get very good at speaking to people. And those are like the biggest things that you need to actually start closing deals. So I personally prefer cold calling, but either way you do it, you have to build a list of people who are interested in purchasing what you have, or at least interested in hearing more, okay? And you do that by, implementing time management, right? Get a calendar for yourself. I use Google Calendar. If you're a salesperson and you don't have any kind of calendars at all set up, then you need to, get a bigger pipeline, first of all, because you need to be talking to people so much that you need to manage who you're speaking with and at what times. So typically when you're doing, cold outreach, we like to do the 2-call close. So typically somebody will do like a social media outreach, right? They get somebody to commit to a time to chat. We'll do like a 5-minute call, 3 to 5 minutes. And all we're doing is just qualifying them, talking to them, introducing ourselves. Hey, my name's Daniel. My colleague said you guys were interested in a referral, so I was giving you a quick call. And you're just kind of talk to them a little bit, qualifying them to see if they're okay with the price. Kind of like typically I usually tell them the price up front, and I don't tell them like the full price, but I will tell them like, hey, it's about $60 per lead. And then they can get an idea like, okay, it's $60 per lead. I can handle that. And if they are good with that, which most of the time they are, if they've made it to this point, then that's when you schedule the next call. So after you develop a list of people who are interested, you're going to keep following up with that list until you schedule calls, okay? So we want to filter quality appointments by asking hard questions and sending appointment reminders, okay? So you've done the initial outreach, you've done call number 1 after you've identified that prospect as a prospect, and now you're scheduling the sales calls, okay? So how are you doing that? On that first call, hey, just thought you guys were interested, so I want to give you a quick call. Yeah, talking back and forth. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not really looking for a decision right now, but if it's possible, maybe I can jump on like a 10-15 minute Zoom with you and I can show you how the whole system works. I actually have times tomorrow at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. What works best? Okay, yeah, 4 p.m. works. Okay, great. So I'll put you in for 4 p.m. And is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make it to the call? Okay, ask the hard questions. Make sure that they're actually going to show up, because this does a couple things. First of all, it sets the expectation. Like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time or yours. Is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make it on that call? So, I'll ask that, but obviously you don't want to be like super intense and serious, but ask the question like, okay, I'll schedule it for 4. I'll send you a calendar invite. Just curious, is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make it at that time? Very casual, but at least now they know what the expectation is. So once you do that, don't give up on that lead. And this is what I mean. A lot of people come to me and they're like, Daniel, I keep setting appointments, but nobody's showing up to my appointments. Okay, a couple things. Are you sending them appointment reminders? Okay, if you are, how many are you sending? Are you sending them information before they get on the call? Okay, I typically like to do this. Cold call, call number 1, sales call. So let's kind of break that down. The cold call, usually my appointment setters will do that, or I'll do that through like a social media outreach where I'm just messaging somebody, and if they're available for a chat, call number 1. Call number 1 is for a couple things. First of all, you want to introduce yourself, right? Talk to the person, humanize yourself. We're all humans here. I'm talking to a real human. I have a real opportunity here. And number 3, you want to actually schedule the appointment. So you do that by qualifying them first. And I like to do that by giving out the price per lead. And then I'll schedule the call. Once you schedule the sales call, now you want to start closing these deals. So focus on sales, which I won't go over in this video because it'll be too long, but this is where you're actually closing deals and following up. Okay, fortune is in the follow-up. These people are business owners and they are very busy. So if you have to call them a couple times, that's okay. You should be able to deal with that and expect that, okay? 80% of all sales are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. So think about that for yourself. How many times are you following up with your prospects, okay? The minimum amount of times it takes is 5. Minimum. okay? All the way up to 12, 80% of all deals. How many times are you following up with your prospects? Okay, you already put the time in to do the outreach, qualify them. Don't give up. Send them the appointment reminders. And then even after you get on the call with them, hey, you know what, I might have to think about it. Okay, whatever. Follow up with them. I followed up sometimes even like, I remember I called this lady. I called her for the 6th time after the sales call. And she was like, you know what, you keep calling me, might as well just try it. Okay, fortune is in the follow-up. So nurture those leads. Make sure that you're actually closing those deals, okay? And when you're even on the sales call at the end of the call, okay, well, if most people don't make a decision on the first call anyways, that's totally fine. When's a good time I can follow up? And make sure you get a time to follow up before you get off the call, okay? That way, at least you're getting permission to follow up. That way, it's not as weird for you. You're not just like kind of cold calling again, right? It's warmer. You have permission to call, and more importantly, now they have a deadline for themselves. Like, okay, I have to make a decision by tomorrow or, in 2 days or whatever. So yeah, those are like the key ways. And the last thing I'm going to touch on is referrals. I literally this month did a call. No, actually the end of last month, the last Wednesday of last month, I had a sales call with 32 people in it, or 31, basically 30 people in it. And they were all referrals from one client. Okay, referrals will double, even triple your business. You have no idea. Okay, one of my mentors, Ross Christofoli, talks about this. Okay, he's in the SMMA space. He did a interview with the ClickFunnels people, and he was basically saying, I got to the 20-30 client mark, and I just started asking everybody for referrals. And he literally doubled his business in a couple of days just by asking everybody for referrals. Who else do you know that could use this service? The same service that you're getting. So, obviously retention is very important. And as a guru now, because I'm guru status, I have a responsibility to tell everybody watching this video that if you're closing deals, you need to focus on client fulfillment. Okay, that's the thing that's going to keep your business getting deals, months out. Okay, 3-month, 6-month, 12-month contracts. Okay, if you do a great job, they're going to come back, and more importantly, they're going to refer people, as you saw happen to me. We literally added like another $10,000 to our to our sales this month, and we officially hit 30,000 for the first time, and we still have a week and a half. My goal is to really hit 40,000. I think I can. I just have to get 3 deals this week. So far, we've literally averaged 4 deals every single week this entire month. So if I can just keep the same momentum, I can easily get to $40,000 this month, and I will keep you guys updated on that. But ask your clients for referrals. If you're doing a great job, which you should always be, that should be number 1, doing a great job for your clients. If you're doing that, ask them for referrals. This is going to guarantee that you're getting deals, for months out, weeks out, months out in advance, and you don't have to do any extra work. Okay, this is all coming from your network of clients that you now have. Okay, if you're doing a great job for them, hey, Spencer, you've gotten a couple deals out of this, in the first month. Man, that's amazing. Oh yeah, man, we're killing it. I love the service so much. Yeah, and I'm glad you are. That's the whole point. If it doesn't work for us, or if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for us. And by the way, who else do you know that could use the same service that you're using? Okay, if you're doing a great job for them, they're gonna be happy to tell more people about the same service, because I do it all the time. I get referrals left and right, and this is something that I really lacked, or that I really fell short on in the very beginning of my agency. I missed so many opportunities to get referrals from people who I did a great job for, and yeah, I just left a lot of money on the table. So these are very simple ways to add another $10,000 to your gross sales every single month if you are in the SMMA space. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did and you're still watching, you must like this video. So feel free to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bells on. Algorithm, please save me. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys.